Right, let's have an update. So one pile of bricks completely gone, and we have done our brickwork up to DPC all the way around the annex. So I have learnt to lay bricks sort of 2 weekends ago. My dad came around and showed me how to lay bricks because he's just not up to doing it himself. He's just too old and his hips are really bad, so I've had to learn to do it, and I've done it. And I think I've done a pretty decent job for a complete novice. Still a tiny bit of tidying up here to do, but that'll be damp course on top of there. I've still got this little bit to fill in. I've literally just finished building this final bit of wall because I was waiting on some bricks to be delivered. These white bricks, which are a cheap alternative to filling in the backs where no one will ever see. So last few little tiny bits of rubble left just to throw in there and fill up. Bit of tidying up here to do, and we're pretty much ready for our Type 1 MOT hardcore to be brought in. I've got the first 6 tons coming on Monday from the guy who knocked down my garage and dug all this out. He's got the big grabber lorry, so he can just dump it straight in here exactly where I want it. Save a lot of back work. I've put in the extra bit of drain here, which will be for my dad's shower. I've done it up high just so that it doesn't get interfered with all the concrete, and then we can cut it off at the right level when the time comes. Stick a 90-degree on here, and this post is exactly where the middle of his drain will be, so that's all worked out. Got to be well in advance to work that out. We've got our cavity block work done here. This was actually the hardest bit because the blocks are so heavy, and getting them upright and straight, yeah, that was the hardest bit. But everything else has gone pretty well. None of this inside that you see, the quality of the mortar, that doesn't matter because it will be underground and you'll never see it. Over here I've got my lines, bottom red there just above that course. That is the Type 1, has to filter that line and be fully compressed, and then you've got 100mm 10 centimeters of concrete to halfway up the damp course bricks, and that was where we will stop with that until the walls are up. I'm not going to put in the insulation and the screed in yet. I'll wait till the end to do that because they'll just be in the way and there's a chance of damaging it. So once the first layer of concrete's down, there's no reason to put any more down. That gives me a nice solid base to work on. Down here, this is kind of like what the finished product will be, sort of just done up to here. I have mixed in cement with the soil to stabilise it, packed it back in, packed it down nice and hard, and then laid down this pea shingle on top, compacted down nice and hard. So this is a nice, really solid base. I might give it a little bit more shingle on top just to help with weed control. I mean, you're never going to come down here. I've got this sunflower that's been slowly growing, a self-seed there as well. Little bit of tidying up to do in this corner, but yeah, that's the lime trap for the condensate from the boiler. A little bit there. That's all fine down here. Looks all good. This bit I'm going to put another slab in. This will be like a path to get to the boiler. So I'm going to put a slab in here. Not an important thing right now, but that'll tidy all that up, and then there'll be, you know, a gate here fenced off so dogs can't ever get around the back there. And up here, same again, I've stabilised all this. You wouldn't usually fill this in at this point, but because there were so many pipes and everything going through here, and because I need to bung up these holes where the pipes go through with the lintels above, I needed to get something in on this side so it won't all just spill out. And I've left the rest just open. I don't need to do any of this yet because that's just for the extension to my house. It isn't part of the annex, so I've done everything that's required for the annex. So he can now inspect to damp course. He came around and inspected the drains and everything was good, so we agreed that next time I have him round I would have the concrete in the floor and I would have the walls up to damp course. So that's where we are. So after Monday, so I said I've got the first load coming on Monday and I've got the second load coming on Friday, so that's 12 tons total of Type 1 MOT to fill in this area. And then it is 5.2 cubic meters of concrete that will go on top of it. And I've got I bought a petrol whacker plate. I'm not going to show it off, but I got one pretty cheap, about 350 quid. And I worked out that if I'm using that all this year, I've still got all the driveway to do, I've still got all this garden to sort out, I'm going to be using that whacker plate a lot. So, and they retain their value for second hand. So it's way better to buy one and then sell it than it is to try and rent it all of those times, have to cart it over here and that sort of thing. So another tool to the arsenal for now, but I will be getting rid of that. And then I've still got this big void to fill in. There is some rubble left, and I've had neighbours asking me if I need rubble. They've got rubble that needs putting in here, so we'll see. We'll see what I've got space for. Hopefully I can help them out. But yeah, today I'm just going to get all this put in, and that's me done for the day. Same over there, get that put in. And then I'm ready for Monday. See you next time.